Hey collectors, this is Dan with Go Collect, and I'm here today with Matt from Wicked Monkey. Matt, welcome. Glad to have you here.
Yeah.
Please tell us a little bit about Wicked Monkey.
Wicked Monkey, we are a kind of multifaceted online retailer focusing strictly on graded comics for people who are long-term investors and also ones that are new to the game, looking for new artists to follow. Uh, we hope to kind of bridge the gap between contemporary art and comic book illustrations and cover art. So I can see us going a lot of different directions, but right now really solidifying that foundation of collectors and getting excited about collecting the favorite books.
Right on. You mentioned like a focus on art. Do you have a particular passion for a certain type of comic art or certain artists that you feature?
Oh man, yeah, there's several.
Well,
Uh,
lay it on me. Tell me your passions. Bring
yeah,
it.
I've really over the past 6 months have found the real fondness for definitely the watercolors of Peach Momoko and Zooar Zoo and David Mack. I can't get enough. Every cover, every original piece I've been able to run into, absolutely stunning. And then watching some of the, Rose Basque or Jenny Friesen, there's just so
Yeah,
many artists. It's hard to keep
there
track
are.
anymore. And the styles and the way they can portray the characters so differently, but yet so vividly. There's almost this sort of storytelling in the way that they are even just doing the covers, which I
Sure.
find fascinating. I think that's what drew me in initially into collecting myself.
That makes sense. And I see behind you, you got a copy of Akira #1, which back in my day was one of the more influential, animes and mangas. You know, they were both kind of in conjunction there. And I see you got a Peach Momoko piece behind you there. It
Yes.
seems like to me, a lot of the newer stuff is somewhat inspired by some of the anime stuff, but it's kind of gone its own way. You can see a slight influence there, which is kind of cool to me. It's cool to me to see little influences and things, and then they kind of become their own thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely agree. I think you saw it a lot in even the graffiti artists from Western Europe, where everyone would have a certain style, but then guys would take bits and parts of it and then build upon it. And it's
Exactly.
sort of like it takes on a life of its own, and each creator gets to add a little bit and add a little bit more and take it to this little direction. So, yeah, I know like Akira, Ghost in the Shell, a lot of that early manga
Sure.
was that's why I that's where I started. That was always my favorite. But yeah, building upon the illustrations and the storytelling from before,
Right.
beautiful.
It's and not to diverge too much here, but your mention of the graffiti reminds me of hip hop culture, of which graffiti's part of, and how a lot of that is taking things from the past or relics and kind of like mashing them up into something new, which is kind of what I feel like a lot of these artists are doing too, which is
Yeah.
kind of cool. Tell us what we'll find on your website and like when we go there, and what kind of sets you apart from other online comic retailers.
Right now, we're really focusing on graded 9.8 slabs. Definitely
Quality stuff.
diving into the premier publishers of Marvel, DC. I guess you could include like IDW, um, Image, Boom into that, but then really getting into some of the more of the independents, Stranger Comics, the we'll call it Vault, Source Point Press, things like that, where we can really start to see newer artists exploring, building worlds, which I always find fascinating, and how they're able to create these whole worlds and then collaborate with another illustrator. So you have the storyteller and illustrator bringing this new world to life. So really focusing on that as a way to get new investors
Mm-hmm.
excited and involved into collecting comics as graded slabs, and just building on that as a way to have fun, but also hopefully maybe one day they'll become the blue chip.
That, that's the thing too, because really you never know what's going to happen in the future. And I can tell you this, being an older guy now, a lot of the stuff I grew up with that I thought wouldn't be worth too much is worth a whole lot now. So yeah, the market just continues to astound in that way. One thing I noticed when I went to your website that was pretty cool to me is it's hard to keep track of all the covers and different artwork that comes out every month. So I think a lot of it kind of gets lost in the shuffle. But it was really cool for me to kind of like look through the collection you've cultivated, and I found a lot of interesting covers that I didn't even know about. It was a pretty cool experience, and I'd encourage everybody to hop over there and give it a look. Yeah, definitely, it's very cool. It's wickedmonkey.co is the website, and while you're there, I'd encourage you to go ahead and sign up for their email. That'll give you notifications on things and any upcoming events or things they may have. Speaking of which, Matt, do you have any upcoming events or items you're excited about you want to tell us about right now, or something you want to save for the future?
Oh, we definitely have a lot of things in the works for the future, not only with the graded comics that are coming out, but when we really get to start to explore the oddities. So the oddities and collectibles, where I want to really build that relationship with the individual writers and artists. So we can bring another medium or form of expression for them to continue their story arcs through Wicked Monkey or alongside as a partner, where, you know, we can also help them facilitate their careers and build them up, because they're the ones that make us excited every day. I mean, that's what gets me going when I get to see their covers and their stories. So, you know, working with them closely is definitely a passion of all of ours. So I think building on that in the future, I think we got some pretty cool things in the works that are coming out pretty soon.
That's exciting. And I thank you for sharing your passion with me. That's one of the things I love to do is talk with people about their passions. And I'm glad that we share a similar passion for comic artwork. So it's very cool. So again, that was Matt from wickedmonkey.co. Go check out their website, or there will be a link, I believe, below, and you can check that out. Thanks for tuning in. You guys have a great day. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you.